I wanted to read you, if you have not read this book, I would highly recommend this book. Very easy read. It's called Our Sovereign God, edited by James Montgomery Boyce, and there are messages by James Montgomery Boyce, Ralph Kuyper, J.I. Packer, R.C. Sproul has several in here, and John Stott. And I wanted to read something to you from chapter 7 of this book, because I believe it ties in with the foreknowledge of God. We're talking about knowing God. How can we know him? And R.C. Sproul begins this particular message, and he says, "Why must we know God?" I thought of several ways to approach that question. First, I thought I would go to Acts chapter 17, to Paul's confrontation with the philosophers of Athens, in which he tells them that in former days of ignorance, God, through his forbearance, overlooked that ignorance, but now commands all men everywhere to repent. I also thought of approaching this theme from the perspective of duty, that the reason why we must know God is that God commands us to know him. So the first one, of course, is because of the ignorance of man. And the second is because God commands us to know him. He said, however, one day I was reading again the account of Jesus' experience in the wilderness when he was tempted by Satan. And from that particular experience of Christ, it came to me that the real answer to why we must know God is so that we might live. It's as simple as that. We must know God in order to live as authentic human beings.